Hello, 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 and welcome. My name is Sabrina Victoria. Thank you so much for being here, hanging out with us. This is Her Talk Show. I have Jenni Parker Brown with us today. We're going to be talking all about how to attract your ideal clients in 8 seconds. 8 seconds, girl. What? I want you to get comfortable. We're going to explore the triumphs. We're going to explore the challenges faced by women worldwide. Jenni's here to offer her insights, some inspiration to fuel not only your personal, but also your professional growth. So let's jump in.
Get ready, because today's guest is about to change the way you view your world. This is Her Talk Show, hosted by Sabrina Victoria.
If you're listening live, welcome. And if you're listening on the replay, make sure you hashtag replay wherever you're at. We're here every day. We delve deep into the realm of health, wealth, and leadership with some of the most brilliant women globally. We've interviewed over 600 women, and today we are adding another one to the list. We have Jenni. She is the founder of Brand Runway Magazine. She's passionate about helping female coaches and lifestyle fempreneurs swap invisibility, messy messaging, and blah social feeds for captivating next level you online presence that positions you in a category of one. Yes, girl. Her mission is to empower women changemakers and give them the spotlight they deserve to reach more people. Welcome, Jenni.
Thank you so much. It's wonderful to be here. Lovely to see you again. What a beautiful production you have.
Yes.
It's absolutely stunning.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. You know, we're all on a ever evolving business journey of continuing to evolve, continuing to improve. So I love your story so much. Just watching all of the goodness just unravel as you just continue to evolve as an entrepreneur. I know one of the things that you really dive into is style.
Well, you know, I've been in style all my life. I did some modeling when I was younger, and I was a dancer. I did some cabaret, and I was inspired by my mother, who was very, very elegant up until the day she passed. So style and image has always been a natural part of my life. I don't go to the top of a mountain without makeup on and earrings. I don't go shopping unless I'm dressed. It's just the way I am. So I think that the pandemic it gave us a big clout on the level of professional image and appearance, because it gave us permission to just be comfortable. But then we all got sloppy, and then there was this whole movement of, well, I just want to be me, and it's okay to just turn up as I want. And honestly, Sabrina, I've seen some horrors in networking groups, you know, ladies meetings, online and virtual meetings, including one that I cannot get the image out of my head, which was a lady who turned up in bed. She was in the dark. She was up against her pillows, and I think she was eating. And honestly, I don't know what she had to sell, but I would never be buying it.
Wow. Absolutely. Absolutely. I really like this conversation. I think that this is a conversation that there's individuals that are afraid to talk about, because we are in such a era of authenticity. But I think that there is a real thing to be said about, it doesn't matter what you want. Society judges us on what we look like.
You don't have to swap. You know, you don't have to choose between being authentic or being freaking well dressed. You just don't. But here's the thing about the passion that I have behind showing up. It isn't just to get sales. For me, showing up as your highest self, as I call it, or your best self, is actually activating the law of attraction, because it means you are sending messages out to big U, the universe, that you are worthy of receiving abundance, that you are worthy of receiving all the clients that you want. You show up as your highest self, including your dress, in order for it to manifest, in order for it to happen. That is the law of the universe. So it's both mystical and incredibly practical, because that 8 seconds, it used to be 8 seconds, it is now 3 seconds. So why do we scroll so much? Because people aren't captivating enough. So it is our job as coaches, and goodness knows we are numerous, coaches, guides, consultants, lifestyle fempreneurs. We have to find the way to hook people, stop them scrolling, and bring them into your world. Or in my system, I call it enchant, engage, enroll. So we have to bring them into that. So first of all, before you can even have a conversation, you have to enchant them. And before you've even had your pearls of wisdom drop from your lips, it needs to be visual. So there has to be visual as soon as you are on camera or video or in a conversation. Obviously, there is the energetic part of it. But first of all, we are dependent on design, color psychology, and beauty, because we are all sensitive to beauty. So it is a big deal.
Yeah. Wow. So 8 seconds to 3 seconds that somebody judges you?
Yes, but they're not really judging you. They are, what is happening is the little thingy bobby in the reptilian brain that in the back of back there has just decided, it is in the process of deciding if it belongs to your tribe or if you belong to it. It's this primeval part of us that wants to belong and needs to belong. So we're figuring out, do I need this person in my world? Should I be part of this person's world? It's even before our mind gets busy about what this person looks like, and possibly what color their skin is and all of that other silly stuff. But nevertheless, we cannot help but perceive and have a response from somebody in front of us. And then, of course, energetically, what's happening is we've obviously got a life force, we've got ki, we've got prana, we've got an aura. All of that is beyond our mental reckoning, our mental working. So yes, we are, yes, it's a funny word, judging, but we are figuring out how we relate to this person all the time.
Wow. I like this, figuring out if you're part of the same tribe. That's great. So how we relate to people. Yeah, 3 seconds. I can totally see that, and just the scrolling, right? The scrolling on social media. When I really think about it, I am probably giving people around 3 seconds. I'll hover, I'll check them out, listen, and it's probably around 3 seconds. Wow.
Yeah, it's now 3 seconds. So all of these multitudes of, beautiful visionary coaches and leaders out there, we have to do something about hooking that attention. It is radical now. It really is.
Yeah, definitely. As far as attracting your ideal client, so you're talking to entrepreneurs. When you're talking to somebody who is very much aligned with the world of authenticity and showing up as you are and just showing all the raw and the grittiness of life, of their life, of what that looks like, what are the parameters of which you follow or that you guide your clients to do, as far as like the line between real and like curated real?
In my world, there's no such thing as curated real, because when you find real and you tap into the desire to be your best self, being your best self and showing up as your higher self is not, it's not an effort. It's honoring others. It's actually honoring others. When you go to a dinner party, or you throw a dinner party and people have dressed to come, they've dressed up, or they've made an effort, they've done something. in their own authentic way, when to come to you, that I think it's a Buddhist thing as well. It's honoring the other. So by showing up as making an effort, whatever that effort looks like, it could be because my style is my style, but you make an effort to be your best self in your image and appearance, then people will genuinely feel it, and they will respond to it.
I get that. So, Diane von Furstenberg, I don't know if I'm saying that right. You can get anything in life if you will only dress for it. I love that.
That's my girl.
I love that. So
that's my girl.
So how does somebody do this on a daily basis?
You have to know who you truly are. That is where you start. In my work, with my ladies, we start with who you are. I've got a client who is a cook, and naturally she has to spend most of her time in the kitchen in an apron. Or she'll go on live, she'll go on video, but she's essentially in scrubs. But we worked on it so that she felt charming and younger and prettier and in a different way. So it doesn't matter what role you're playing, there is always a more gorgeous and more beautiful, more attractive version of you. This particular client was really a tomboy. She'd been a tomboy all of her life and not very used to makeup, didn't wear a bra, but she absolutely loved the idea of wearing something soft, some pastel colors, putting on some little tiny earrings, even with her cook's cap. So this is for everybody. There is no difference between being real and authentic and being your best self. In fact, your best self, you can't be your best self unless you're authentic. But there is a way of showing up that expresses you in all your charm and beauty, because I do believe that everybody is beautiful. Everybody can be gorgeous.
Yeah, I get that. What would be the difference, right? We have people watching live. By the way, thank you so much for being here. For those of you watching live, for those watching live, and maybe they're rolling their eyes, maybe they're just like, dude, I just show up. I just show up in yoga pants every day. Doesn't matter where I go. Doesn't matter where I'm going. I just wear yoga pants and a loose t-shirt and go about my day. Why should somebody care about this? What would be the difference?
Well, they can do what they want. That's their life. It's just not the people that I work with. The people that I work with want their leaders. They know that their appearance matters, that their networking matters, that their connections matter, that their websites matter, their social medias matter. So they want to know. Mostly they don't know how, or they don't know how to express their personality and especially their brand in their appearance. But I'm not judging. And if people just want to live in yoga pants and t-shirts, that's up to free world. Just do what you like. It's just not the people that I work with.
So what are the type of people you work with?
I beg your pardon?
What are the type of people you work with? You said leaders.
Visionary coaches, often spiritual, often they want to create movements or, rock the status quo, or change humanity, impact driven, purpose driven. There's always some soul behind it. And they know that they have got to show up as their highest self, their better self, in order to assume their position as a leader.
Yeah. What are some of the things that you're seeing right now as far as women that are coming of age, right? They lived out their 20s, they lived out their 30s, they're hitting their 40s, 50s, 60s. They've had a couple babies, right? Their skin looks different. They look different. What is the conversations that you're having with individuals around this life change?
There's no difference. You'll be 26, 36, 46. I'm 66. I'm not gonna drop my standards. I'll be dressing up at the top of the mountain when I'm 76. So
Yeah, but I'm saying they don't feel pretty anymore. That's what I'm saying. So when you feel, I'm not saying you, women in general, it's a thing where as they get older, they're gaining weight, their skin is looking different, they're graying, their self-esteem goes down, they're looking their age, right? What are the conversations that you're having with these women to get them back to seeing themselves as being sexy and beautiful?
a lot of them haven't ever known themselves as that. I've got one gorgeous client who had 5 children. Now she's now 65. She is starting a movement, a visionary movement. She was not used to. She'd long forgotten about putting makeup on. She was in grey. She was in navy blue. Her hair was just straight and grey. And I went back to England actually to do her makeover and to restyle her. And I just taught her how to. I don't think she even thought that she could be beautiful and alluring, let alone sexy again. But excuse me, we just went into who she truly is, her real, true soul self, who is just asking to shine. And I did her makeup myself. We restyled her. The pictures of her branding on her website are just absolutely amazing. And she just looked at herself in the mirror and said, I would not have believed that this person in the mirror is possible. But I know how to make that transformation in women. You know, we just do not have to. Yes, our skin. I don't like my saggy neck. So there's lots of bits of us that start to, you know, get affected by gravity, and it's not fun. But you just adapt. You adapt your makeup. You do adapt your skincare. You adapt your well-being routine. All of that, and you can see the pictures on Pinterest, or you know, Pinterest is a great place for going to find the most amazing examples of women up into their 80s and 90s who are stylish, who look after themselves, who have a unique beauty, who aren't afraid to be bold. It's so inspiring. Just start on Pinterest and go, just, you know, Google stylish women over 70, and it just blows your mind.
Yeah. So, what is the conversation that we're having with individuals? Is there a step by step? Is there a method? Like, what is the journey to take someone from not feeling beautiful, not feeling like they're stepping into their leadership role visually, to getting them to step into their role visually? What are the steps that are happening between A and B?
Well, I work with archetypes, and they are my own archetypes. They're visionary women archetypes. And each archetype represents a set of values. So we identify 3 archetypes for each person has, you know, three archetypes. And they have, yes, a number of values. And then we create the style, the signature style, and the signature wardrobe from those values. Because most people, they know what their values are. They're sure about their values. They might not know how to externalize that in image, but they know what their values are. So, for example, 3 of my 3 archetypes are adventurer, which is the sporty person. It's the mountain climber. It's the trail runner. It's the person who loves being outside. The noble influencer, that is the Duchess part of me. It's the part that likes sparkly things and a little bit of regality. And the third one is twin flame. So twin flame is about yin and yang, about having balanced feminine and masculine. So I create my authentic style from those 3 archetypes. So my adventurer archetype will be wearing yoga pants. I'm in yoga pants. I just love my yoga pants and my trainers. And then the influencer part will be have a little bit of sparkle. And what have I got twin flame on today? Not sure if I've actually got any twin flame on today, but nevertheless, by combining these archetypes that correspond to the values, then we find a completely unique, individual dress sense signature wardrobe. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So there's 4 and everybody has 3.
No, there are 12.
Oh, there's 12 and everyone has 3, or no?
Yes.
Wow, that's cool. I love that. So then from there, they learn to dress. What about the mindset?
The mindset, in what context? In what respect?
Like, I feel fat and ugly.
Oh goodness. That's a big one. I don't think those are my clients either, but yes, it comes up. It does come up. This whole journey of styling yourself, of finding your image, is truly a journey of self-love. It's truly a journey of I want to find the best version of myself. I don't know what that looks like. For whatever reason in my life, it's important to me, so it can be painful. The first thing when we go through the journey with my clients, the very, very first thing we do is shadow work. And then we talk about how you maybe got told that you were fat when you were younger, and how that's continued with you, or how you were always hidden and you never gave yourself permission to shine or wear bright, bold things. So we do the shadow work first. And that's not, you don't just snap your fingers and put on a new coat and feel that, that's for all of us. That's the work that we will always do. I can be complexed about my age, looking in the mirror in the morning, like, oh my God, really? It's like, me.
I get that for sure. Well, this is great. People are obviously getting a really good idea of who you are, what you do. I'd love for you to talk a little bit more in depth about who you do exactly work with, who is reaching out to you, and how does somebody reach out to you?
I do work really well. I seem to attract women who are spiritual, not in the religious sense, but have a sense that of the metaphysical or the mystical, or or they love the law of attraction, or they feel soul driven or mission led. Those are the people that I truly work best with. Seem to draw those in. It's probably because that's me, and our values correspond. So I am actually, I've just changed my business model, Sabrina, completely, like reinvented myself. So since a cancer journey 2 years ago. So it's been a journey of actually doing my own work for the last 2 years, of finding out who I am and how I want to express my gifts in the world. So I've been developing the frameworks, including the Brand Runway framework, for the last 2 years, but with private clients. And now it is going to be available, because not everybody can afford, because my clients for the last 2 years have been high ticket, and not everybody can afford that. And I don't think that, like, more women need beautiful branding. So I'm kind of on a mission to provide champagne branding on a Prosecco budget. So making gorgeous branding resources, personal branding resources, available to more people in programs and challenges and different ways like that. So that is happening, and it's through the magazine that people will learn about my work. That's the best way, because the magazine says everything. But it's really part of the mission to get more women in the spotlight, like yourself. You are giving a platform, you're giving a voice to women. It's your passion as well. So mine's the same in depth, but it has a slightly different form, because all those women, all you women coaches out there in the trenches, the people helpers, helping humanity. And that's one of your questions, is how am I helping humanity? Is I'm helping the people who are helping humanity, help more people, get more clients, be more visible, nail your messaging, all of those position you as a leader and not just another coach in the saturated market. So those are vital parts of the equation. So I'm just playing my part there with my gifts.
Yeah, that's great. Love that. And then as far as people finding out more about you, where can they find you online?
The best way is on my website, because there is the magazine there, getting to the magazine, and the magazine really epitomizes everything that I stand for. It's also free. It's absolutely exquisitely beautiful. It's not just another magazine. It really is. It's interactive. There are exercises and worksheets and play sheets and a super quality of article and expertise from my executive experts. So the best thing is to become onto my email list, as long as people don't mind me being very funny and very pokey and dropping the odd F word. I'm not for everybody. But I am the champion of coaches who need more clients and who need to help more people. So that's the best place to start. Just come into my Brand Runway world.
Beautiful. So brandrunway.co. And then where do you hang out predominantly on social media? Is there an Instagram or a Facebook or anywhere where they can follow you at?
Just Facebook. Yeah, just Facebook, Jenni Parker Brown. Beautiful. And it's my business. It's not a business page, but I've transferred it to business page, so anybody can come and friend me there.
Beautiful. I love that. Very cool. Well, this has been absolutely phenomenal. I so appreciate you hanging out and sharing so much about what you do. I think this is definitely an avenue that so many women need, entrepreneurs and alike. Any closing thoughts as we wrap up?
I would just love to share that one of my favorite expressions, which is show up as your highest self and your highest life will meet you there. Show up as your highest self and your highest life will meet you there. It's a daily ritual.
Gorgeous. Love that. Well, it's so awesome having you. And yeah, if you go to Jenni P, it says Jenni P. Parker Brown. Is that right?
Whichever. You'll find me. There aren't many Jenni Parker Browns and Jenni P's around. So.
Okay. If you find her online, you can see her here on Facebook, Jenni P. Parker Brown, to follow her and see all the goodness that she's doing within her brand, her community that she's leading with beautiful women. Love that. For those of you listening live, for those of you listening on the replay, thank you so much for being here, for hanging out with us. Remember to follow, like, and share. Thank you, Jenni, for inspiring us, giving us some wisdom. Once again, I am your host, Sabrina Victoria. I invite you to join our amazing community, Her Nation Global, where we continue to uplift each other every step of the way. Also, Jenni's website is also in the description below. Brandrunway.co. So click on that and check out her website. Until next time, ladies, do something awesome today.